Hey everyone, Dimitri is here, and today I'm debunking some comments made to my video about Russia being a safe haven for conservatives. Well, there were several comments left that show a complete ignorance of Russia and some other things actually, so I feel compelled to answer them. So this is the first comment. If Russia is a safe haven of Christianity, why it persecutes Christians who disagree with V. Putin? To which I answer, and they would be Jehovah's Witnesses? The viewer with the nickname Ingus says, not only JW, every Christian that disagrees with Putin. I'm a confessional Lutheran. According to Holy Scriptures, Putin is a liar, warmonger, murderer, thief, and adulterer. If I openly share teaching of Bible, I will be persecuted in Russia. I would preach that Russia people have an idol, their president, and I would be persecuted. No, Russia is a safe haven for those whose idol is V. Putin. Haven for a Christian is Jesus Christ. First and foremost, what's this nonsense about people sharing a gospel of Jesus Christ and Bible teachings being persecuted in Russia? How about Russian Orthodox Church? The last time I checked, they were doing exactly that. Or are they imperfect because of icons, worship of saints, and church hierarchy? Well, this is Protestant bigotry, quite clearly. And how about Protestants in Russia? Are they all banned because they disagreed with Putin? As an example, here is St. Andrew's Church, the Anglican church, located about 10 minutes walk actually from my office in the very center of Moscow, working perfectly fine. Here is the website of International Christian Fellowship. They have their events and all the women's Bible study, Friday night adults Bible study, working fine. Here is Roman Catholic Cathedral. It's in Russian here, but it is. It is a Polish church, very, very picturesque, also working fine, as far as I know. But what about those disagreeing with Putin, with that dictator? Well, here we are on the website of Russian Union of Evangelical Baptist Christians. Let me press for English here. 72,000 of them. And lo and behold, on the 24th of February, the very beginning, the Ukrainian conflict, they have the appeal of the Russian Union of Evangelical Christian Baptists on the situation in Ukraine. And here is the personal appeal to the President of the Russian Federation, Vladimir Putin. We propose that you stop and sit down at the negotiating table in order to find a peaceful solution to the global confrontation that has been created and has become especially aggravated in recent days. So here you are, Ingus. That's their appeal. Publicly open. Well, let's see whether they all been shot and their church has been shut down. They all been sent to labor camps. Let us see. Well, here we have Light in Chaos Youth Leadership Summit from May 20 to 22nd, 2022. So for at least 2 months they've been able to work still. It's on the 6th of May it was published, so they're still alive. What a miracle. They're still untouched. Putin is probably just gathering his forces to assault them and torture them and imprison them. And by the way, is there like an open dissent in Russia? Anti-war dissent? Oh yes, there is. There is. About 1/3 of Russians are against this special operation. And here is the article from a mainstream Russian source. It's Business FM, one of the foremost business publications in Russia. And it says here, system is crumbling because there are new paragraphs in the criminal code and jails are overflowing in 50 out of 203 Russian pre-trial detention facilities. So this is in the open. It's not like some kind of a, underground anti-Putin, resistance website. No, it's in the open. It says here, and the people are against it, openly against it with last names and all that, Don't make Russia look like North Korea, because it is not. This is ridiculous. And if we're talking about Christian persecution, have you heard of the fate of Syrian Christians or Iraqi Christians? They were a thriving community under Saddam and under Assad in both Syria and Iraq, ancient Christian communities. And this is what the New York Times writes about their fate. Christians were about 10% of Syria's population of 21 million before the war began in 2011. Now they account for about 5%, with fewer than 700,000 left. In Iraq, Christians began to leave that country in droves as well, and their population had shrunk to less than 500,000 by 2015, from as many as 1.5 million in 2003. Do you know how much Patriarch Cyril and the Russian Church and Putin personally did to save these people? Do you know? Are you aware of this problem at all? Because there were hundreds of thousands of these Christians killed. Have you raised your voice in protest? I wonder. If you did, send me a link, please. And by the way, I do not personally like, these new laws here in Russia where you can go to jail briefly, but still you can go for fake reposting or something like that. Consider that it is a wartime. I disagree with it completely. But let us see what the United States did, the beacon of democracy during the First World War. Here's a little excerpt for you. Wilson's Espionage Act of June 15, 1917, that's the law that was passed in the States when Woodrow Wilson, that unfortunate president, pushed the United States into the European War, which became known as the First World War. So this act provided harsh penalties for any person who willfully attempted to obstruct the war effort or who induced others to do so. The two broadly worded laws of 1917 and 1918 ultimately came to be viewed as some of the most egregious violations of the Constitution's free speech protections. They were written in an environment of wartime panic and resulted in the arrest and persecution of more than 2,000 Americans, some of whom were sentenced to 20 years in prison for sedition. Well, there are no 20-year prison sentences in Russia at the moment, for sure, unless you're literally spying for Ukraine. So no, nothing like that. Just to give you another example of the relative, at least, liberality here in Russia when it comes to Russian-Ukrainian conflict, this fruitcake is a Russian TV personality, Alexander Vasilyev. He used to have a show called Fashion Verdict. Well, he was, transforming housewives into princesses. When the war started, he spoke up against it, left for Lithuania. He's a citizen of Lithuania, and he's got apartments and houses all over Europe. He was hanging around there for a couple of months. But you cannot really make money in Lithuania. It's a small, poor country. So he's now back to Russia, back on the Channel 1, which is the state TV, and he was not arrested or jailed or something like that. You know what really angers a lot of people here in Russia and in other non-Western countries is this arrogant attitude of you teaching everyone how to live. I will come here and preach and I will be arrested. Yes, of course, dream on. No one's going to take you seriously, my friend, to be honest, with your preaching. Even those who disagree with Putin, and there are plenty of those in Russia, by the way. Yes, there are. No doubt. But please do not embarrass yourself. Come and visit as a tourist, and don't make yourself a would-be martyr. You will not gain martyrdom here, please. Do not even hope.